This video tutorial will show you how to register new users and how to set their permissions. The chances are that you're not going to be the only one who is gonna be looking after your whole community, and therefore you would need some assistance from your friends. And in this tutorial we'll go ahead and we'll see how we can actually add new users, add new administrators, and just make sure that they have all the access they require to actually monitor your page. Okay, so I'll go back to my admin page. I've logged in as the admin, and I'll go to the admin menu, and once again I'll click on features and options. Alright, this time I'm not going to configuration and server settings. This time I'll go to members and I'll click on members. Okay, this is the list of all the members that I currently have in my online community. There's only one, that's me, and actually we can go here and we can change a lot of settings within this registered user. So once it opens, we can see that all the information here, the username, number of posts, email, age, and a few other things. Also we can go and modify the profile. We can go into the account settings, and I can actually say that the username admin has a different name, so maybe Nick, John, or whatever. We can say the actual date of the registration. We can set their primary member group as well, so currently it's the administrator. I can either set it to global moderator or the junior member, which we have just created in the previous tutorial. Also I can change the email address and a few other options as well. Also I can go and change the forum profile of this user, so I can actually assign a personalized photo here, a personalized picture for that user. I can add some text, the date, the birth date, location, gender, and a few other things as well. Also we can go down to the buddies and ignore list, and we can edit the buddies list or the ignore list. Once a user is in the ignore list, that user will not be able to communicate with this current user anymore. So to add someone to the ignore list, you will just type their username here and just click on add. Also you can have actions, and you can go and delete this account for this user as well. Okay, but going back to what we need to do, we'll actually go and add a new member. To do so, we'll go members and we'll go to registration. Okay, so here we'll actually add a new member, but before I do that I want to show you a few things first. Here is the registration agreement, and this is one of those agreements that you pretty much get anytime that you actually that you're actually registering for anything. This is the agreement that you agree to some certain options and whatnot. You can change this and type whatever you want, like so. And this is something that the users will actually have to read and agree to before they actually go and register. Also you can protect some of the usernames, and that's done by actually setting those names in the reserved set reserved names options. So currently I have here the admin, webmaster, guest, root, SMF, me, and you can add anything you want here. So for example you, or you can add some swear words or whatever you don't want your new users to be using as their usernames. Once that is done, you hit on save, and that will be saved now. The last option here is the settings. If you go into the settings, you will get settings for this particular registration. So method of registration is set to immediate registration, or you can have them activate their account through the email or the admin approval, and you can disable registration altogether. Also the administrator can be notified once the new member has joined, so that's a good thing. I will check that. Also there is the send welcome email to the new member option here. Leave it as checked as well. And now we come to the age restriction. So if you're running a community that has some sort of age restriction, you would enter that here. So for example, if you don't want anyone that's younger than 15 years of age to actually join your community, you would put 15 here. And basically the next option is actually saying what's going to happen when somebody that's below the minimum age tries to register, and they will just register there, and they will just reject their registration. Alright, and then you can enter some postal address information here as well. Alright, so let's go ahead now back to the register new member, and we'll actually register a new member here. So I'll type in all the details. Alright, once you have entered all the details, you will come to the primary member group, and you can select administrator, global moderator, or the junior member, and you can actually add more member groups like we did with the junior member by going to the options which we have seen in the previous tutorial. Okay, I'll make my SMF user 1 global moderator, and actually I'll make sure that he has activated the account. Once that is done, I'll hit on register, and I can see here that the member SMF.user1 has been registered successfully. Alright, so if I go back to the members now and view all members, I'll find that under ID of 4 I have my new user, and that this person has not ever logged in. And also up here I have the awaiting activation, and I have number 1 here, which actually indicates that we are awaiting one person to actually activate their account, and there's the user we have just created. And also, like we did before at the beginning of the video, we can actually go into this user's profile and actually change anything we want here. We can also have a look at the summary, show some stats, show the post that this person has actually made, and actually view the attachment, topics, show permissions. So let's go into show permissions, and we'll be back to this page here where we are looking at the permissions for the global moderator, because we have set this person's access to be as global moderator. Okay, so this is how you would register a new user, but also the user can come to your web page and of course register by themselves, and we'll actually have a look what's happening there. So the users come to this web page as a guest, and now they want to register. To do so, they'll find an option here, register. They'll click on it. They'll actually read through the agreement we have just seen before, so this is the agreement that you can actually change, and before they actually proceed they have to click on the accept the terms of the agreement. Here they'll actually come to a simple form registration, so they'll enter the username. So let's go with simple machines form user2, email, allow users to send me email. I'm gonna click yes, and then the actual password, and they will click on the register button. Alright, now they're actually logged in as a user, so you can see here that it's a hello simple machines form user 2. Alright, let's go back to the admin page and see what's happening there. Okay, now if you go to admin and you go to the options and features, features and options, and you go to the members and you go view all, you'll find that the newly registered user has been added to this list. So we can go and we can actually change all the information just like before. We can actually make this user to we can change their name, and we can actually add them to a primary member group. So at the moment they belong to no group, and we'll put them to be junior member, and actually we'll change this to John, and we'll actually go and hit on change profile. Alright, let's go back to the users page, and if we reload this now, straight ahead we'll see that this user is now called John. And as the user of the junior member group, they have some limited options. So for example, they will not be able to delete some posts and everything else that you can actually set in the permissions. Alright, so in this tutorial we have seen all the processes and everything that's required, and all the options that you can actually set when a new member, a new user is to be registered.